Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Project Evo 722. This week we are talking about the series that started it all for most of the millennial generation. That is the Fast and the Furious. I am not going to sugarcoat this. I am not going to get into spats with people. Well, I might get into spats. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, what I want to get into is what I think are the best movies, what my favorite movie is, and where I think they went wrong. I'm also going to get into why it was such a big thing, and that's what we're going to start with, is why it was such a big thing and why it got so explosively good right at the time that they did it, why it was the best time for them to launch that series. But first, before we get crazy here, I want to do a special thanks to, or shout out to Overtake USA, our official channel sponsor. These guys are building car parts from enthusiasts for enthusiasts. Yes, they are mostly Subaru parts, if not all Subaru parts, but these guys have over 30 years of experience building and modifying Subarus. They are also, like I said, they're in the game, guys. Every single one of these Subi events that you go to throughout the summer, whether it's Boxer Fest or Wicked Big Meat, these guys are there on the ground, learning, shooting the shit with us to develop new and awesome things. Like the brand new charge pipe for the VBWRX they just came out with. Head on over, say hi to Art and the boys at overtakeusa.com. All right, boys, moving forward here. Let's get into the Fast and Furious. All right, honestly, this movie was brought out at the right time, the perfect time. And what I mean by that is, at this time, in that time frame, like that mid-90s to early 2000s, there was somewhat of a gas crisis. There was a bit of a housing and market bunch up that was causing issues in and around the world. And a lot of people were being tight with their money. But what there was an overabundance was all these import tuner cars or import gas-saving cars. And the best part about it was they're slowly realizing it through magazines like Super Street, Modified Mag, Import Tuner, that you can modify these things and actually make these things kind of quick. So it was the cheaper man's route to modifying cars. And that was the best part about it, was because you had these guys with the V8s that were out there just spending thousands and thousands of dollars. And you could have a guy around the corner with a Civic that maybe dropped $3 to $4 grand, and he had a decently modified car. Not saying it was going to beat the V8, but it was a decently modified car. It looked cool, sounded cool. And every kid on the street around my age, which at the time of Fast and Furious being launched in 99, was 9 years old, I thought that guy was the coolest guy on the block. Because, hey, that guy has a cool tuner car, just like I seen in that movie last week. But what was even crazier was, in this boom, in this time where tuner culture was in its almost adolescence and growing, they dropped this movie at the right time. Now, majority of the shit in the movie, if you know what you're talking about with cars, is absolute BS. Half the shit isn't fucking real. Half the comments are so cheesy, it's not even funny. Even the guys that did all the tuning for the cars in the movie were like, this is 100% wrong. But it was at the right time. Like, I remember going to the movie theater, watching it for the first time, and was like, yo, that green Eclipse, I didn't even know what the hell an Eclipse was, but I was like, yo, that green car in the beginning was freaking awesome. And the best part about it was I thought that car was like one of the best cars out there. Didn't even realize that there was a Mark IV Super at the end of it. I didn't even know what the hell Mark IV Super even was when I was 10 years old. I grew up in a family where my stepdad's dad raced Northeast dirt modifies, small block dirt modifies. So all I knew was NASCAR, Chevys, and going around a circle on a dirt track and turning right to go left. That's all I knew. And then I started getting into rally through the tuner car thing. I started staying up late and getting in trouble with my mom, watching Speed Vision, watching WRC and stuff like that, watching Colin McRae. And that's where I got into Subaru. So, as you can see, the Fast and the Furious put me on to JDM. And then as I got older and I started playing games like Need for Speed Underground, Need for Speed Underground 2, and modifying and finding these other cars in the game to learn about the Japanese car culture, and then really got me was when they came out with Tokyo Drift and they just showed the essence of the Japanese car culture. That really grabbed me, and then I was screwed from there, just all downhill. But like I was saying, I think where this movie grasped at us so much was, yes, they're promoting the cars, but even to this day, they promote what the community should be like, which is family. Family, 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 family. Which is, and yes, you're gonna laugh because I'm here wearing a black t-shirt, not bald, but shit, I'm gonna say it again, it's family. They want you to treat the people that are around you like family. That's the whole point. It's not about tearing up an intersection. It's not about who can do the best burnout. It's not about what dumbass has the loudest crackle tune. It's about the respect for everyone and the community that you're in to be able to have event space, to be able to have weekly meets, to be able to share your passion with other people. That's what it's about. And that's what this, I mean, yes, the series has a bunch of action and stuff in it, but realistically, that's what they're trying to promote. They're trying to promote family. The action's there to grab you into it. But the moral of the whole entire story is no matter what people go through, there's always that thing that brings them back together. And whether it's you're a GTR guy, whether you're a Supra guy, whether you're Toyota, Subaru, Honda, we all have the same roots. We all have the same roots. And that's what the series is trying, that's what the series has been trying to promote. Now I'm hoping that whatever the one that they have in development, I've heard a bunch of rumors saying that it's going to go back to cars, which, I mean, by now they should have went back to cars 6 of them ago. But don't get me wrong, even the people that are in the movies, like, I shouldn't say some of the lesser actors, but we'll say some of the supporting cast, still go out to car events to promote car culture. And that's where it is. That's where the love of the game is. And you have to respect them for that. You have to respect them for that. And the best parts about it is when people like me that grew up in that younger generation, people like the guys that I set up from Automotion, that I set up these meets with, my car club that I help operate, Berks County Subaru Enthusiasts. The thing about that is we give back to the community. We're out here trying to build that community. And that's what this is about. That's what this channel's about. And yes, I know I keep telling people to hold me to it, but we're getting to the point now where I have the equipment that we can start shooting viewers ride stuff and really get this stuff rolling. And I cannot wait for that moment, guys. And getting back to the series, they did lose their way at one point. Let's face it, they're making a lot of money. They're building a giant franchise, and it makes sense to keep running with what the big subject was, which was, you know, blowing shit up. Let's face it, this blowing shit up. But the movies built, in a sense, or give a shot of nitrous to the culture, boomed the culture, and now that culture's on a slide. And that's where I think that if they do go back to cars for this last one, or if this is the last one, it should hit big, and hopefully it revitalizes the culture in a way that we need it to. With that being said, guys, like, follow, subscribe. We'll see you next week. I know this one was kind of blunt. I kind of went on a little bit of a rant here, but sometimes that's what you need. Love you guys. We'll see you next week.